Hello everyone, just another install on my 2014 Toyota Corolla. As you may realize, this channel is pretty much trying out different devices and technology. And here we have a full screen rear view mirror. And I'm going to try it out, see if it helps with safety and reducing the blind spot areas.
To start, we're going to remove the OEM rear view mirror using an Allen wrench. And do the initial assembly of the screen with the bracket. And sliding it on. Using a Phillips screwdriver to tighten the locking screw. There's a comparison of the OEM and the new screen. There are two cables coming from the screen, the power cable and the connection cable. Here is a connection point to the extension cables. They also provide a plastic buckle for each connection to ensure that the cables don't disconnect. Both cables can then be tucked in under the ceiling liner with the power cable going down the A-pillar. Here I opened up one of the panels to further route down the power cable.
I've routed the power cable down the A-pillar all the way down to the bottom of the dash over here where the fuse box is. They've made it simple to connect the system. They have this connector that you could plug straight into the fuse box. You simply take the existing fuse and place it in here, in that slot there, and then these two here pins then go into the fuse box. And of course the other wire is the grounding wire. I'll be pulling out the fuse from the ACC designated fuse, which is a 7.5 amp. That's the accessory, and I'll be putting that on this, and then these two pins will go into that slot where that fuse came from. By the way, the fuse that you remove from the fuse box in the 2014 Toyota Corolla is the one on the left. The one on the right, however, is the one that you need for the connector. It's the same width, but the pins are twice as long. And there's a ground. That's what I'll be connecting the ground wire to. Here's what the connection looks like with the connector into the fuse box, and of course the fuses into those two slots.
Here it shows the connection cable being routed down the left side of the ceiling liner. What you'll have to do is remove the rubber door seals to continue feeding the connection cable down the left side. Over the wheel arch, or the left rear wheel arch, I've used a clothes hanger to feed the cable through.
Routing the connection cable towards the back here in the boot. I've covered the cable with the plastic sheath to protect it, and there's a lot of the cable left as well too, so it's a decent length. And then further into the panel towards the where the rear view backup camera is. Here I've mounted the rear view camera. It was designed anyway to be mounted in this location, and what I had to do was just drill a hole through this panel so it's right next to the backup camera. Just a hole for the cable. I'll put a rubber grommet through. I'll be using some of the silicone there to seal it off, make sure that there's no water gets in, moisture. I used a double-sided tape as well to secure the camera onto that piece of plastic. Hopefully this works.
Here is the mounting bracket for the rear view camera that I did not use.
Well, it looks okay. There's the rear view camera now next to the backup camera. I guess we'll go for a test drive. So here's the rear view screen slash rear view mirror mounted and connected. Let's do a startup. They did say it was a 2-second boot up for the screen, and let's see how it goes. Yeah, that was about 2.5 seconds. The graphics is really clear. One thing is it does show almost the two ends of the street here when you're coming out of a driveway. Definitely helpful. And you'll probably have to note that you'll need to tilt the screen down so that you don't see the reflection, of the rear view mirror itself. So I actually tilted it down so at eye level for me, from where my vantage point is, it sees a clear picture of the screen itself. So let's go for a test drive. Now let's take a look at the blind spots. So on the right rear view mirror there is the grey car that's visible, and on the screen it's actually the grey car and the smaller white car that's visible on the screen here. So it's good on that side there on the right. Let's take a look at the left, and let me move over to another location. So on the left side rear view mirror, you see the white SUV, and looking at the screen, so it's actually the white SUV and the green car. So the green car definitely was in the blind spot, but it's visible here in the rear view display. Well, there you have it, the newly installed rear view TFT display slash rear view mirror. Only time will tell. We'll see how I get used to it. But for now, it seems like it's working fine. So this is the 8.88 inch TFT screen from Argus.